Africa, the world has memos, reports, and secret files on your powers. They know it. Our leaders know it. Some have been silenced. Others have sold their souls to keep you blind. But the truth is written in the soil, in the rivers, in the hands of our people. Beneath the land lies the wealth of nations, gold that glimmers with promise, silver that fuels industries, and rare earth minerals that drive the technology of tomorrow. Rivers of crude course beneath our feet, the lifeblood of the modern world. But our greatest resource are people. We are the engine of innovation, the architects of progress. Our hands build, our minds create, and our spirits never yield. From towering skylines to groundbreaking discoveries, we shape the future. And our youths, they are fearless, relentless, and bound for greatness, unstoppable in their pursuit of a better world. We don't just power the global economy, we define it. But they don't want you to know the truth. They hide it, buried beneath distractions and false promises. They keep you struggling, always one step behind, shackled by a system designed to control. They whisper in your ears, telling you that you are weak, that you are nothing without them, that you must obey, conform, and submit. Lies. Every word, every limitation they placed on you is a carefully crafted deception. They fear your strength, your independence, your power, because the moment you wake up, the moment you realize what you're truly capable of, everything changes. They need you to believe you can't stand on your own. But you were never weak. You were never powerless. You never needed them. And when you rise, nothing will stop you. Why do you think our greatest minds are silenced? Their brilliance dimmed before it can illuminate the world. Why do you think our strongest leaders, those who dare to challenge the status quo, who ignite the flames of unity and progress, are removed one by one? Because they fear an Africa that knows its worth, an Africa that stands tall, unshackled from manipulation and control, an Africa that commands its resources, dictates its future, and refuses to bow. They know that the moment we recognize our true strength, the moment we break free from our imposed narrative, the balance of power shifts forever. They do not fear our poverty. They do not fear our prosperity. They do not fear our struggles. They fear our triumphs. Self-reliant Africa is unstoppable. And that is the truth they never want us to realize. But we can see it now, and we will rise. They fear an Africa that rises, an Africa that shakes off the chains of exploitation and takes its rightful place on the world stage. They fear an Africa that no longer begs but commands, no longer pleads but demands. An Africa that knows its own worth, owns its power, and refuses to be silenced. Because when Africa stands, the world will have no choice but to listen, no choice but to reckon with a continent no longer divided, no longer pendant, no longer denied. Our time is coming. The tide is turning, and they know it. This is why they tremble. This is why they fight to keep us distracted, divided, in the dark. But they cannot stop what is inevitable. Africa will rise, not someday, not in the distant future, now. To the colonial masters and the West, listen well. Deportation will be the least of your problem. What happens when parents can no longer put food on the table? When children cry out of hunger with no relief in sight. When hospitals are nothing more than empty buildings. When the sick are left to fend for themselves. And hope is just a distant memory. What happens when the oppression tightens its grip, suffocating the spirit of a people who have given and given only to be left with nothing? Do you think they will simply sit and accept their fate? Do you think they will watch in silence as their dignity is stripped away, as their future is stolen right before their eyes? No, people will rise. They will rise with the fury of the forgotten, the strength of the oppressed, and the unity of those who have nothing left to lose. And when they do, history will remember. It will remember the ones who hoarded wealth while others starved, the ones who turned their backs on suffering, the ones who thought they could keep an entire people in chains. But chains were made to be broken, and when the breaking begins, there will be no stopping it. Look around. Who built the greatest civilizations? Who built the pyramids? Who cultivated the lands? Who fed millions? Who stands tall despite centuries of oppressions? You do. They will tell you that you are nothing, that you are less, but the world knows better. Don't give up. Keep building. Keep pushing. Your time is now. Our time is now. Africa, the sleeping giant, is waking up. And when we rise, the world will tremble.